What's up, my witches? Welcome to all of you. Welcome to my channel. Let's make sure I've got everything going on here okay. Hold on. That's a little bit better. How's music for you? Oh, you don't have it, I don't think, or do you? Cheers to all. I'm not, am I a Ravenclaw? I don't think so. I think I'm a Hufflepuff. Anyway, cheers to all of you. I toast you with my hot cocoa. Welcome to you all. Welcome Sam and James, who are teaming up to go on the road, from what I'm reading here. Oh my goodness. Hi, Roxanne. Oh dear. Catherine, hello, darling. Hi, Willow Owl. Glad to have you here. Hi, Tavia. How's whoops. Oh, when I started the music, it was in the middle of the track instead of the beginning, so there was a little blip in the beginning, which you might not have heard since who knows, who cares, doesn't matter. Hi, Ellen Marie, welcome, dear. Hello. Good. Your Earl Grey. Yes, I needed not caffeine tonight, or I would have made some coffee, so I had Tam make me. Oh, we're off to a running start. I made Tam make me some cocoa. He's very good at it. Oh, the warmth. So good to me. Well, how have we been over the last week? Yes, I meant to tell you that. Thank you, Tavia. At the top of the chat window, if you switch from top chat to live chat, you will see all of the messages along with James. We thought he was being a ninja last week, but we were just being Luddites. So I'm so glad to have you here. I do have a request on the front end here, if I may, and that is for some pain relief sent my way. I would really appreciate it. My shoulder pain is now translating and concentrating into my neck, where it's been headed for many years. I have discs that are disappearing, but they're also disappearing above and below. But I have a solid nerve mash going on there, you know, pain shooting down the arms and everything else. And sometimes it just evens out and it's great. And I go, and then kabam, it comes back on again. So if you could spare, well, when we share our circles, when we connect our circles and our energies, I'll get some of that. So I appreciate it. I thank you in advance for that. Pardon me. You're not indivisible anymore. Yay. Okay, hold on one second here. I don't know where that's coming from. Hi, Natalie. Welcome, darling. All right, so this week, the chaos continues, the genocide continues. Our world in so much hurt. Pluto just grinding it out at the end of Capricorn. And so begin to imagine, if you will, this is Pluto at the end of a sign, finishing up and having its last go round with the structures that fall under the hierarchies that come under Capricorn's sway, the traditional, the old way, that's Pluto is what Pluto is duking it out with right now. And then he goes sweeping back into Aquarius, and that's when things get seriously unpredictable and explosive. So I want to encourage everyone to keep the best prayers, the best vibes that you can drum up going, imagining the best possible outcomes, imagining just shrinkage, the shrinkage of these strong men, the shrinkage of those power systems, and the expansion of the power system of all the human beings on the planet, the majority of the human beings on the planet that really do want the best for all of us equally. So keep sending that out, keep imagining, keep visualizing. And if you are in any position to, donate or in any way respond in a more material way to the crisis in Gaza, then please do. And may blessings be upon you, and prayers for the Jewish people and the Muslim people, the Israelis, the Palestinians, beyond the politics, not the ones that are power hungry and willing to kill everybody everywhere to do it. There are many suffering at the hands of a few. And isn't that the story across our planet? So, and I'm just remembering now, I had a whole thing when I was in the shower. I had a big download the other day, and I came and sat down and recorded a bunch, and I wanted to, hand it along to you, and that is totally out of my mind right now. So we move on. Let's see who else is rolling in. Thank you. Yes, anti-inflammatory. Okay, Samantha's right arm. So name your body parts, everybody. Who needs healing energy directed where? Write it down. So I'm going to just put, whoops, where am I? I don't even know where my cursor is. Neck and shoulders. And when we hook our circles together, we can send, all you have to do is send out the energy. The person that's receiving knows where it needs to go, and the pain knows where it needs to go. So trust that things go where they're needed. Peace and compassion. Yep. Sudan. It's something else. Natalie, it really is. Don't these talking monkeys know that Eden has enough to go around? Plenty in this holy garden. Silly monkeys, where there's one, they're bound to divide it right into. Is that Planet of the Apes? I'm guessing. Hi, Chocolate Muffin. You're very welcome here. Yeah, these monkeys. Neck and back for Catherine. Humans acting totally apeshit. That's, we are putting them, we're shaming them. We are shaming the animal kingdom at any rate. And I also want to say, if anybody watched the new Palladini deep dive and test drive, that deck was just going to be topical no matter what. And at the end, it's like I'm watching this editing and when I was shooting, it's like I'm just not going there. I'm not going to be topical, and I should have just gone for it because they were just like, here's the situation. So of course they are here tonight. But let's get ourselves rolling here. Another toast to the newcomers. And then where's my other little match? There we go. A little bit of ASMR there. I saw in my county today in Northeast Ohio in November that we had what did they call it? I guess a fire warning that things are dry to the point where and the breeze was such that if people wanted to burn, brush piles or something, we're in danger of wildfire. Unreal. I offer you this sacred smoke. May it blend with whatever you are choosing to burn right now. And may it purify and charge the air and the energy around us. And I offer you this ocean water. That by water and earth, we may be blessed and made whole. And may our connections be profoundly felt. Perfect love and perfect trust. And by the sound of the bell, may any negativity be cleared from whatever space is within hearing of this bell. May our minds be cleared of any stress, tension, leftovers from the day, or things that we may be looking towards for the day. And may Spirit come in and bless us. All right, let's do our grounding. I'm going to take myself out of the picture. So settle back, settle into the space, settle into the surface that you're on, settle into your body. Feel your skin. Feel what's happening on the outside of your skin, textures and temperatures. And feel what's happening on the inside of your skin, including all the pain. Just relax and allow the sensations to be there in their full glory, without judgment. And if it's a pain, maybe develop some curiosity and look at it and just examine the nature of this pain. Allowing it to be there because we know that the cycle of pain and tension can escalate quickly. We tense up against the pain, which makes the pain worse, which we tense against more. So relax into it. And see if when you approach it, full on, with your hands and arms open, see if it is as bad as you think it's going to be. Keep breathing. And now let your breath settle down into your belly. Just kind of feel things relaxing. As you feel your body relax into your skin, relax onto the surface you're on. Adjust your posture. If you're lying down, tuck your shoulder blades in towards your spine. If you're sitting up, roll your shoulders back and pull your shoulder blades easily down around your spine to really align. And let the muscles from the top of your head start to melt down the forehead, down into your eyes, all of those tiny muscles. Just feel this relaxation sweeping through. Feel your face relaxing, your cheeks relaxing, the muscles around your nose, the muscles around your lips, your mouth, your tongue relaxes. Your jaw relaxes, and that washes back into the base of your skull where it joins onto the top of your spine. You feel that relax and let go. And down the back of your neck and the front, everything just melts. The tops of your shoulders softening. You may notice your body needing to adjust itself here and there as alignment and relaxation flows down. Just shift where you need to. Let everything be in its proper place. Relaxing, relaxing, relaxing down your arms and down into your upper back, around your shoulder blades, down into your chest. Just feel the relaxation flowing down. Feel your belly relax. Feel your butt cheeks unclench. Unclench your sphincter as well. And feel the relaxation pour down your legs. And at that moment, too, you feel the base of your spine, right at your perineum where the root chakra is. You feel that center open up and your root or your energy cord going down into the earth. And feel every last bit of tension, pain, fear, sadness, anger, dread, everything just pouring down into the earth. Those things are so heavy and dense that they naturally want to sink, and they sink down the cord into the earth. anything that's excess. And now as you continue to breathe, each breath taking you into a more relaxed state, you watch the earth energy start to rise up that root. Green and gold, here it comes. And you feel the tingle when it hits the base of your spine, when it hits that root chakra, and it starts to wake everything up. You feel the earth energy just pouring in to fill up the inside space of your body. And there's a little secret, and that is that the inside space is bigger than the outside space. So do what you will with that. But you feel the earth energy just filling up your entire body in an instant. And putting your attention back down at your root chakra, you see that center light up red. And that energy rises up to your sacral chakra, which lights up orange, and up to the solar plexus, which lights up yellow, up to the heart, which lights up green, to the throat, which lights up sky blue, to the third eye, which lights up cobalt blue, to the crown, which lights up violet. And now exhaling, and the next in-breath, pull up more earth energy, just strengthen it, make it more powerful. And then release the breath all the way out. Next breath in, make it brighter. Release only the breath. And a third time, really crank it up. And shoot it out the crown of the head. And as it goes up through that violet crown, it connects a little ways above your head with the white light. And you watch it pour down around you from that level. You can see every color in this living energy field. Just observe how big it is, what the limits are. Know that it moves with you as it's part of you. Flows down around, touches the earth, and sinks down. And now opening that crown and letting cosmic energy pour in and join the earth energy. And note the difference between the two, how they perfectly balance each other. Let that cosmic energy flow through your body and let it flow down that cord just a little ways until it joins with your sphere, your egg, and moves up the outside. Feel both energies pouring through you, up from the earth, down from the cosmos, through and back to their source. And that energy right there, that combined energy, has all the healing energy that you could need. And on your next in-breath, take a nice deep full breath, and on the exhale, send out just a layer of your egg, your sphere. Push it out, and it immediately connects with everyone else's. And here is where the intention comes in, that we each are intending to send healing energy to all others connected to this circuit in whatever way they need, knowing that our pure energy goes out and their sphere is going to filter according to what they are willing to and ready to accept. Everything is in keeping with each one's personal will and karma. And these wonderful energy fields that we put around us, this egg or this sphere, this is what allows us to filter everything and to put out just our best intentions and trust that it will be in the form it needs to be in when it arrives. So just feel the flow, and right now make an affirmation that healing energy is flowing through each and every one watching this in real time or whatever time they are watching it. This is cosmic time. This is etheric time, which is no time, and a place that is no place. It's instantaneous, omnipresent. And the theory of entanglement says, if ever two tiny particles were ever entangled with each other, even though they are on the opposite sides of the universe, when something happens to one, it happens to another. Now we know everyone on this planet has shared air. We have shared so many atoms and molecules with each other. We are of one blood. We come from the same human mother. And we come from the same earth mother. And when we intend the best for ourselves, we also intend the best for each other, and vice versa. And when we intend the best out of compassion, out of wishing there to be no suffering, it raises it to the highest vibration. So we let that energy circulate, and now into this space, let's invite guides and guardians, allies and ancestors, gods and goddesses, your personal deities, if you have family members that need to be spoken into this circle, please do it. And we offer fresh water. And we offer the fire of Azrael, and I ask for a blessing on these decks and all the authors and artists involved with them. And ask for a blessing on the readings we do here tonight, that everyone gets something that helps them on their path. So come on back for wherever you are. It's very interesting doing things when I'm in lots and lots of pain, because my brain does different things, let's put it that way. Okay, let's meet the decks, shall we? I'll take that as a yes. First deck, one that's been at the bottom of a stack for a long time. It's called Raven's Wand Oracle by Stephen Hutton. Very interesting little deck, based on a series of books. Okay, wait. I want to catch up with the convo here. All right, James. Yes, pain is pain, my dear. Inflamed fears, inflamed emotions. Yep. High fire danger. Yeah, inflammation. Wow. Hi, Stephanie. Welcome. Hi, back. Hey. Hi, Laura. Yay. So happy to see you all. All right, we're caught up. On we go. Then this deck is the Tarot of the She, and this deck is a gift. It was a gift from Catherine from Silver Spiral Tarot. So thank you, my love. Blessings to you for that gift. And then the next one is the Wandering Heart deck by Raina Biddy. And is she? Yes. Spoken with no. Okay, we're gonna get lost. There are unboxings to watch if you want. Then we have the new Palladini that got the tape treatment last night because it was already starting to fall apart. And this is by David Palladini, author and artist of The Aquarian. Then we have the Sacred Rose, and this is by Johanna Gargiulo Sherman. Like I'm seeing that name for the first time. And then we have the Dreamweaver's Oracle. I just reviewed this last Friday. And it's a lovely little deck. right. So I'm putting out a little prayer to get through this evening and not have to cut short. But I leave myself that option because you know how it is, you guys. All right. We have Mars. Oh, we have a Sun-Mars conjunction tonight in Scorpio. So yee, Mars and Aries. There we go in the 4th house. We had 4th house last week too. So Mars and Aries. Go, 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 now, me, I go, me, now, go. Fight me. I'll take point on that. You know, it's going to be dangerous. Okay, I'll go. You guys stay here. I'll go. That's Aries. I'll be the one. Right? So in the 4th house, domestic. Oh my God, the battles. You know, confirmation that we really, and I'm not even going to try to stray away from topical stuff here. We are in a pitched battle in the U.S. And there are plans and things coming to light now, very well laid out plans that are showing us, you know, in no uncertain terms, which if you didn't think this was the case, you're really not paying attention, but showing us how the planning has been ongoing. And there are actors in Congress right now that are working. Tommy Tuberville is one of them, you know, blocking all of these diplomatic and military appointments. They're preparing. They're preparing for something. They have been working very hard to weaken our democracy. So we've got Mars in Aries, but it's also courage, bravery. I'm going to stand up to it, you know? It's passion. It's a boner. This is what, you know what that is, you guys? It's a boner. That's Mars. You'll never forget the symbol of Mars again, I guarantee you. And what's this? Horns. So it's let me at him. Go, go, go. You know, there's just nothing stopping in Aries. It's also new beginnings, but it really is about the most fundamental energies in the now. What motivates us in the now? What action do we take in the now? Mars is action. And Aries is fire, cardinal, hot-headedness. What's nice about Mars and Aries, though, is though it's hothead, it gets over it quick, and then it's on to the next thing. You know, okay, what's the next new thing that I can take off on? But I'm looking at this this passion that's getting stirred on a domestic level here. I mean, these are we have the first sign and its ruler, and we have the 4th house. So we're in the very early stages. Things aren't higher level complex. This is fundamentals. Why we do what we do. What are we after? What's our motivation? What are we excited about? You know, what's the new frontier for us? But this is all in terms of our domestic situation, our home situation, how we nurture ourselves, what our emotional underpinnings are, maybe dealing with finally some anger getting directed where it needs to be directed, on the political home front most especially. My voice is sounding all echoey. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Is it okay now? Several voices. Okay, wait. That's very strange. Hold up. Do you still hear drums? Do you still hear? You should still hear me, but do you still hear drums? That's very strange. I haven't touched a thing. But, you know, I've had other things that have been haunted, and I did remember to no drums now, but still hear you not doing it now. Don't hear drums now. Okay, so what I did was I shut off desktop audio, which is a feed that's directly from like internally in the computer, should not have been picking anything up of voice because the only microphone in operation is my Yeti. Okay. I'm going to turn the drums back on and see what happens. Hello, test 1 2 1 2 1 2. I don't know. Am I still echoey? Test 1 2 1 2. Test 1 2 1 2. Am I still echoey? Test 1 2 1 2. Double voice again. Okay, well, then I'll just turn my drums up on my speaker and maybe my microphone will pick them up a little bit, but I don't know why. Dex says, I hear you and drums and now it sounds normal. Oy vey. Okay, well, I just took the desktop audio. It's picking up something that it's not supposed to be picking up. When I turn on desktop audio, it's supposed to... Okay, wait. Hey, I'm keen for a struggle. Hold on 1 second here, you guys. Desktop audio. Device. Huh. All right, no, I'm not keen for a struggle. We'll just leave it the way it is. How's that? All right, I'm keen to get moving here. Oh, I know, it is. Hi, Marcy, where are you? There you are. Welcome, my dear. All right, so banish, banish, banish the gremlins. And, you know, like I said, this isn't giving me big spiritual stuff. This is about fundamentals, about what we're motivated to do and when we're going to get started. This is about getting fucking started. Fighting the good fight. Literally putting our energy. Okay, wait. I'm hearing. I don't know. Anyway, we're good. Let's get on track now. Dex. Lord, Lord, Lord. Okay, number 6. This is so funny. When I was asking the decks what order they wanted to be in, I did this one first. It said number 6, and every single deck after that came out with 6 first. So, all right, good. So, all right, friends. What do we need to know tonight? What do we need to know? I'm going to go for 3 here. By the way, oh, he left. I was going to say there's a Pyewacket deep in the inky blackness behind me. But he's not there. I could have lied and told you he was there because you'd never know. All right. One more. Okay. Let the fire dragon sleep. In the middle of the bridge, even wisdom needs to rest. Ooh, man. Okay. Let the fire dragon sleep is about drama llamas. You know, people bring in the drama, and this card came up when I did the unboxing for this deck, and I was talking about what is drama. It's an emotional agenda where it doesn't belong. You know, like in some procedures in the office, and you're changing procedures and trying to decide on something, and somebody's idea gets picked and somebody's doesn't, and somebody decides to have a big emotional snit about it, you know, and manipulative and all that stuff. That's drama. You know, when drama usually comes from people that need a lot of attention and aren't getting it. It usually comes from people that are walking the victim road, and something's happening, someone else is getting the attention, or they're just not getting enough, and so they decide to make themselves a victim in a situation so they can get the attention for themselves. So this is talking about letting the drama go, and looking at things politically, looking at things on, the news and YouTube and all that kind of stuff. We're getting to the point where all this kick up and fuss is shrinking. Their little circus stunts are shrinking, and they're getting very thin and very weak looking. And sometimes when our nemesis, he who must not be named, is out there, he's got there's no fire. It's just he's doing it because it's all survival now. He's just trying to stay out of prison, which he's not going to manage to do. But even the drama is kind of getting weak. And the less attention we give the drama, except in terms of maybe the consequences of said drama and people being accountable for those consequences, the less we regard that drama, the weaker it gets. That's the thing about drama, is if you don't give it the attention, it just kind of shrivels up and dies. And generally, depending on the stakes in the issue, if the first thing that can happen when you decide to disregard drama is it gets way worse, because people have to really bring it to get the attention. But ultimately, the way to deal with those is it says let them sleep, but they usually don't sleep. They just they rail away. Just let them do it. In the middle of the bridge is like looking backwards and forwards. Okay, backwards and forwards at the same time. Where have we been? Where are we going? What are our choices? It's interesting that there's one eye here. Look at the eyes all the way down. So we see with this eye, and we see with this eye, the passive eye, the observational, the experiencing eye, and the creating eye, the responding eye. And then we have choices about which way things are going to go. And then even wisdom needs to rest. So look at this. We've been tangling with these toddlers. We've been tangling with toddlers the world over. Toddlers, drama llamas that cannot get enough attention, even if they have the attention of the entire world. So the call here is to let them do their thing, let them be. We can certainly mitigate things in terms of, what's allowable on the airwaves, what's legal, and then just a choice of how much oxygen we give, except for here's what's happening, And then in the middle of the bridge, learning from different viewpoints and life experiences, compassionate listening, meeting in the middle. Oh gosh, well, God, what can this be talking about? Meeting in the middle. That we've got to get away from this. Oh, and look at that, Mars and Aries in the 4th house. This recognizing that when we bring this warrior stance, no matter who else it is on this planet, it's within our own home. We fight each other as human beings. I'm sorry, I just keep hearing something that's a bleed over. But we have to recognize that when we go, keep up with our warlike ways, we are destroying our own home. We're destroying our own home. And we have to be able to see things from other people's eyes. And when you see, the horrors that have been happening, children don't do politics. And so here's the fire dragons, and then look at these whales, upright and resting in the water. So even wisdom needs to rest, and wisdom it is to know when to take a beat, Painting joy across the sky. As the weaver's way is true. Okay, so this deck talking about the dream weavers and creating the world that we live in. First of all, we've got joy. There's the drama and the war, and there's every human side of the story, and trying to bring ourselves into the understanding that we are one family, and then, begin to promote joy, to weave a dream that includes joy, not in denial of what's going on. Let me look at this. There are several cards in this deck that are really similar. As the Weaver's Way is true, trusting and surrendering to an essential partnership with the divine, reclaiming your magic. And it really is a partnership, because the divine energy is neutral, right? It's just neutral. And we have to be the ones that shape it into something beautiful and joyful. Look at how much more colorful these two get from this top row. And look at this, and these two cards. I was looking at this today and thinking these are really similar. In the middle of the bridge, and when you're neither here nor there. How many times do you hear me say we're in it? We are in it. So if we can maintain the ability to be fluid with what's happening, to, keep your eye on the ball, but not to get locked into a mindset. How do we end up into these, in wars? How does it get to that place? It's when there's at least one person that will not budge, that absolutely cannot, Okay. The period of time between what was and what you are moving toward, not quite there yet, being present for every step of the journey. But we have to be there in a creative way, and we have to be there in a joyful way. And we have to be there in a way where we are truly doing our best to see every side of the situation. And this goes for, interpersonal things as well. That if you've ever worked in customer service, first of all, bless you. And you have my sympathy. But particularly phone stuff, I learned that the quicker you can get on that person's side, the quicker you can set up the scenario that we are both on the same side here. We're both working towards a solution, rather than you did this to me, or you're not, and me defending. We try to get on the same side. Where is it that we have a commonality? What is our common need here? And so we do our best with that. But then there's the thing of, if you have someone that absolutely cannot budge and open their mind to the point of recognizing, someone else's rights as well, that's when we need to set boundaries. But we're not here or there yet. It's so bizarre, because there's such great forward, progressive, modern things going on. And then there's this really primitive war shit going on that's been going on for thousands of years in the same place. And then we've got the weather stuff. It's just something else. So we are on a buck and bronco right now. And in a lot of ways, but if we fight that bronco, we're going to get bucked off in the hardest way possible. But if we can possibly go with it, and maybe, I don't know where I'm going with that metaphor, but, finish it in your own head. I'm sure you can do better than I was doing. At any rate, yes, we are in the middle of this swirling thing, and we have to remember, on the one end, we've got the high drama, and on the other, and that's also just, the intake of what's going on right now. And then the other end is, okay, now I'm taking a break. Joy and creativity, so that we can recognize that it's both and, but neither here nor there, and be in that liminal space, Being in doubt without freaking out is a negative capability. It needs exercised. It's getting exercised. All right, who's next? Let's see. Tavia. Drama gets to feel strongly without being vulnerable. Well, and there's that. What's the easiest emotion to go to when you don't want to be vulnerable? Anger. Right? It's a strong defense too. That's an excellent point. I really like that. Read today that his base has dropped to 14%. There are so few of them. And that's why, the amount of oxygen they get should be in proportion to their actual numbers. Okay, number 2. And that was the second one that chose its place. Here comes the Tarot of the She. Now, observe. You see his big ass deck? Watch this. Look, it's a big ass deck and I can shuffle it. It doesn't smell like it, but it feels like the Voyager. Look, it's been a week and I'm still obsessed with that Voyager deck smell. All right. Okay, Tarot of the She. What do we need to know? What do we need to know, Miss Tarot of the She? Give the She a little bit of cocoa. Here, have some cocoa. All right. They want me to cut them into 3 piles. All right. We have the Dreamer. This is the Ace of Air. Warrior 6, no foe too great. Wow. And then Warrior 9, Guardian. So the warriors come out a swinging, don't they? But they come after the Dreamer here. The Dreamer is what's creating. It's the Ace of Air. Edgar Cayce said the mind is the builder. Everything comes from a thought. You don't do something except there's a thought before the doing of it, right? So this is talking about that moment before the warrior rises up and takes action. What paradigm are we operating out of? What we misunderstand each other all the time, you know, in all kinds of relationships. And so many times it's because of the context in our head. Because somebody says something and my context is I can't do anything right, so I assume they're criticizing me. And that's not at all what they meant. So here's drama again. If I am responding to what went off in my head rather than what you actually said, suddenly we've got an emotional thing going on that doesn't make sense with the situation. So if we can stop for a moment and question, is that true? Was that a true thing? Or, you know, I'll tell you a little story. When Cliff and I became a couple, we had known each other for 20 years at that point. And, or since we were like 20 years old, it would have been, yeah, almost 20 years. And suddenly he kind of started popping up again. And we sort of became a couple. We fell in love on the equinox, the autumn equinox. And, you know, coming from out of a friendship where he made eyes at me and I said, back off, bud, you know, and he did. And then we just hung out as friends. And then all of a sudden things caught fire and it was wonderful. But we went to visit a couple friends who were not, shall we say, thrilled that we'd gotten together. They didn't know him before. And we went out and it's like, oh, you got to meet these people. Come on out. They had this farm. We went out to spend the weekend. And Cliff went out to walk around the farm. And I was in the kitchen helping with dinner or, you know, looking out the window. And all of a sudden I got really pissed off at him. And I'm like, and I'm sitting there, you know, with this train of thought. And then I thought, well, hold on. Where did that come from? He hasn't done anything, you know, and I thought, this isn't mine. So he came in and I went over to him and he said, I got to ask you something. And I said, what? And he said, are you mad at me? And I said, no, but let me tell you what, because he picked it up too. And they were very angry and they were flinging it. And we picked it up. Thank the gods. Both of us went, I better check that out, you know? And so, yeah, you have to really check the paradigm that's in your head when you find yourself not responding to something, but, you know, assuming without more information. So Warrior 6, no foe too great. I will fight anyone, anywhere, anytime, total Aries. But then we have Guardian. So 6 comes from just I'll fight anybody, anytime to the Guardian. So rather than just fighting what it is we want to keep out there. We need to really be aware of what it is we're protecting, what it is that is worth my attention, my protection, and my nurturing. And there's the nurturing, there's the Empress. And then we have Dancer Queen with the gift of truth. Okay. So the paradigm between the dreamer of air, the paradigm itself, the context we have in our head. Is it us and them? Is it we're all in the same boat? You know, what is your context? In the middle, and no foe too great, in the middle we have the Empress. So rather than just stepping up to fight for fighting's sake, and look at the Empress, she's holding up this thing toward the warrior and saying, here's, we need to keep this in balance. That the warrior energy needs to be in service or in protection of the mothering principle, the Empress principle, everyone having enough, everyone being fed and sheltered and loved. And then we've got the no foe too great in the Guardian. We have the gift of truth here with the Dancer Queen. So we just have to be brutally honest with ourselves about these systems that have been created. No matter how convenient some of the systems are for us, some of them have to go. And then we have Dancer 5, where loss resides. So, following the trend of the last month, it's not over yet, and it's not going to be over for a while, but these can just help us adjust and keep our priorities straight. I'm getting very warm. Keep our priorities straight when we get all hot and bothered and fired up and ready to fight. What are the priorities? First of all, are we anchored in the dream that we want to realize on this earth? Is it a dream that helps to nurture and grow everything that's good? Is it going to protect what's worth protecting? Can we be brutally honest about it? And then ready to lose some things. We have Half Moon Truce and Gift of Judgment. Ooh. Half Moon Truce. I'm going to look that one up. That is the Two of Swords. So decisions. So, while we're going through this stuff, we have to kind of lay down, ceasefire, you guys. We have to lay down arms at some point, and there has to be judgment about the things that have gone before. I could read this entire thing again, just entirely politically, but I'm not gonna. But yeah, our priorities have gone so powerfully wrong, but it's the priorities of a few. And if we can just take the keys away from these fucking drunks, we'll have a chance. So, hello. Sorry, you guys, I got pain brain tonight. All right. Hi, baby Joe. Oh, I'm so glad. Oh no, it's not almost all done. We're only an hour in, and yeah, we got a ways to go. I'm so glad you're here. Aries loves battle. Yes, the amount of force someone throws at you. This is Tavia, in case you can't see the chat. Aries loves battle. The amount of force someone throws at you is a reflection of how strong they think you are, how much power they need to overpower you. That's a nugget. That's a nugget. It's not how strong they, but is it two? Okay. Reflection of how strong they think you are. Is it also a reflection of how weak they think they are? Because if you got to bring everything you got, then you think obviously your opponent is very strong. Okay, so double-edged sword there. But yes, wow. Thank you, Tavia. Hi, Jessica. Yes, indeed it is. All right. Now we have number 3. All right. I would like some messages really for each one of us, our hurting hearts here. We know what's going on in the world. Okay, something to bring us hope. Mwah, mwah. Okay, tell me to stop. Loves me not. The Fool. Bear fruit. Okay. Loves me not. So there's that little game that we play with daisies. He loves me not. She loves me not. They love me not. And so, is it about trying to guess what somebody's thinking? Is it fickleness, promotion, and rejection? You're being redirected towards something more fitting. Although handling loss will never become easier, there comes a point when you gather why a certain opportunity doesn't fully make sense for where you are headed in this life. Okay, so we are being directed towards a place that's better. We know this. We know this. Everything is in motion. It says maybe another day, maybe another life. Your fear of change has shifted into exhilaration. You don't mind the inconvenience. You believe what will be. And you don't mind waiting for your turn to link with ascendancy. Forceful energy is not helpful in this case. Give people the space and patience you wish to be met with in return. Okay. So again, we've got that Aries, and look at that, the Warriors and the Empress, Mars and Aries in the 4th house. We've got this balance of that strong ass Aries, Mars energy, but in a nurturing environment, in the hands of the mother. So this is talking about moving to a better place, but force is not what's indicated here. So we shift this Mars energy maybe just into desire that really motivates me to do what I can do in my life with my hands to benefit the whole, to help move the whole forward. All right, let's look at the Fool. Smirks and eye rolls are being given. You know better, and when you know better, you do better, period. This card invites you to examine your surroundings. Ask yourself the necessary questions. Are you engaging in productive activity? Are you entertaining healthy relationships? Are you ignoring undeniable deal breakers? Are you prioritizing your best interests? Are you moving with caution? Are you bending your moral code to hold space for the undeserving? Are you accommodating special needs for those who don't think twice about your comfort? Wow. Are you seeking adornment from an outside source? Are you being honest with yourself? Are you repeating habitual patterns that do not elevate you? Are you pretending to be glad about the shortcomings you receive? This card encourages you to strive for improvement. Well, there's the Mars in Aries here. What are we doing and why are we doing it? Where are we tolerating? You know, there was the warrior here and then the protection one here. Where are we not protecting our own principles, our own beliefs, our own standards? Where are we compromising with ourselves? And then we, you know, our own self-confidence can erode. And bear fruit. I mean, look at these. These are ending cards, 38, 40, 31. Labor and homage. The fruit of your labor offers forgiveness. The fruit of your labor invites luck. The fruit of your labor provides joy. The fruit of your labor brings pleasure. When your concentration is directed toward one specific thing, chances are you will reap what's fitting. You will pull in favor where you rest your heart. Okay. So we go from this being ready to rise. Okay, which way is it going to go? And then here it's bear fruit. Let's look at where we're being foolish and maybe dishonest with ourselves. And allow ourselves through our desire to be drawn towards the best and most fitting situation for ourselves. Okay. Your many nights of prayer, worry, and faith are finally paying off. You've worked hard for everything you receive. You're a dear friend and honest companion. The foundations to your relationships are solid. You're optimistic at the core. You're too jovial to second guess this moment. The law of attraction proves your spirit is made of gold. Do not forget to give thanks to the Most High, to your tribe, to the land, to your dead people, to nature, to your body, to all the things that have contributed to your long-term welfare. So, familiarity and source. Oh, look at this. So, sometimes we think about the spiritual realm as being some mysterious place, out there somewhere. It should be the most familiar place of all to us, because it is the place where the most of us has spent all of its time. The most of us is that spirit, the soul, the source, that is part of the source, never disconnected from the source. This is the eternal part of ourself, and it has eternally been part of the source. And that should be the most familiar place of all to us. But our earth journey really separates us down into these little good, bad, right, wrong, little petty wars, these petty wars. And then we have free expression there. So what I'm going to take from this at the end is just that free expression of our own spirit. How do you let your spirit out? In what way do you experience ecstasy? And this is a reminder that we need to spend time there. Not just, in your happy place doing your beading, but in that really ecstatic place where that veil falls away and we really feel ourselves in that union. The most readily available example that most people know is sex, orgasm, where there's that moment of ecstatic union. But music can take you there too. Music, meditation, movement, singing, all of these things can take us into an experience of the ecstatic, where we lose, where the ego falls away, where the earthly identity falls away. And we can move and freely express who we are. I love that this free expression is this person standing in front of a mirror and there are tears pouring down their face. Now I'm hoping that the tears are because this person is finally so happy to see what they see in the mirror, I watch my son going through this as he starts to plan some of the things he's going to do in his transition. And it's really something, again, that being able to think or put yourself in someone else's shoes. Can you imagine looking at yourself in the mirror and the person you see there is not who you know yourself to be? That disconnect. But this here is just really talking about taking a step away from the foolishness, from all of that thing, the achievements that we need, and regaining access to that source, or regaining that familiarity with source, with the divine, and letting that really infuse our expression, our self-expression, our creative expression, our professional expression, all like that there. Okay. The reading with the she started with the Ace of Dreamers and ended with the King. Very interesting. Well, it really is about what we think about the world. We have dreamt this world into being. All the conflicts, all the bullshit that's going on right now, all the literal wars and the petty wars, we have dreamt these into being. We have thought our way into these things. We've created them. We've set up the rules. This is a fucking game. We've set up the rules of this game and we're so invested in it. And from beginning to end, this dream from the ace through the king, it is that once we overhaul that, like I said, the mind is the builder. If we overhaul things at the level of mind, free your mind and your ass will follow. No, Paladini 6. We already did 6, right? Yes, we did. Okay, wait. Sorry, I have to do things so I don't forget who's what where. All right. Number 1, Raven's Wand. All right. Trying to remember what I had asked this one for, what it was bringing tonight. And I forget what it told me. Oh well, here we go. Oh, okay. Yeah, and after, okay, both of these want to come. After I shot the video for New Palladini, I did another reading, and it was just as blunt. Okay. We have Farewell, Founding Day, and Family Matters. I'm going to go totally intuitively here. All right, so obviously farewell. Some things are going. We're having to say goodbye. Founding Day is like it's heritage. It's a celebration of, Founders Day, when they're looking back and where we came from and commemorating something. Flying the flag. All right, I am going to go read. Pain Brain says, pick up the book. We almost let go at some time, or be let go. Isabel is saying a sad but loving farewell to her friend. When a relationship collapses in heartbreak, we dwell on the person we lost, not realizing that by thinking about them so intensely, we keep the pain alive, perhaps for years. Thoughts create feelings. Feelings shape our world. Here we go. When thoughts turn to loss, direct them toward different matters. It will be hard at first, but with patience, escaping the prison of destructive thoughts is possible. Now, loss, I'm not really down with the direct them towards different matters. When you've suffered a loss, you need to be in that loss and feel that loss in order to grieve and heal that loss. But I want to go back to this thinking about someone so intensely we keep the pain alive, perhaps for years. Yes, and that's if we don't change our thoughts about it. If we get fixated on, if I make myself a better person, they'll come back, or whatever the situation it is. And we're just fixated on getting that person back, and that person is light years moved on, Yes, you're going to keep the pain alive forever. But if you're looking at it, what's my part in this relationship? What is there that's good? Things are going to come up and catch your attention. You grieve when they do, or you enjoy, or whatever, and then you grieve again, all that kind of stuff. But when we're talking about keeping the pain alive, there's a little parallel here in spell work. And that is, well, we were all taught this growing up. You blow out your candles on your birthday cake and you make a wish. What did they tell you about that wish? Don't tell anybody. Don't tell your wish or it won't come true. Right? Did you learn that when you were a kid? So when you do spell work and you powerfully visualize your end result and you invest it in peak emotional energy, in the joy, the passion, the desire that you have for it, you just and just that feeling of accomplishment, and drum up all of that, and then you shoot it off into the universe. Key is full release, completely releasing it, which also means releasing it out of your mind. And it is best not to talk about the spell you just did, because what that does is call some of that energy back, and you start talking about it and you're holding it here, which means you haven't released it completely, which means it can't get out there and do its work and bring your result back to you. So We do have to be able to let go and release something. But when it's a process of grieving, when we've experienced something and there's this natural process to go through, we don't want to, just turn away and think about other things. We have to follow the process. All right, Founding Day. The founding banner marks the day, 50 years before when Wildwood Coven was founded. Kathy Wallace looks off into the distance, and she is mindful, firm in stance, and aware. The jackdaw rides the winds, scouting the terrain ahead like extensions of her consciousness. With this knowledge, Kathy can afford to take her time, walk with confidence, and appraise her actions. When we are mindful, we can foresee the consequence of our actions and make informed choices. Remember that mindfulness applies to all we do. The task doesn't need to be momentous or grand to qualify for focused and joyful attention. And you see that she's looking towards the past here, towards this farewell. So being mindful of what's been lost. And then we have Family Matters. And boy, I shuffled and shuffled, and we got 3 cards that are in a row. All right. So talking about our identity and where we feel alone and where we feel a sense of belonging. So looking at our connections and our foundings. Dreaming Days. Oh my God, you guys. Prove Yourself. And Wild at Heart. Okay, Dreaming Days, Prove Yourself. I'm sweating like a little PIG hog. All right, distracted from studies, awaiting a letter and wondering what it might say. So endless scenarios, wandering through what's real, what's imaginary, what do we generate? Do we generate more pain for ourselves, or are we generating the possibility when we look back at what's been achieved at Founders Day? And then here, Prove Yourself. When you look at your foundation, where you've come from and what you've achieved, or what your predecessors have achieved, what's gone before you, you can then step up. Here's this Mars energy again, and prove yourself. I can do that. I am capable of this too. They had their moments. I have my moments, and I am just as capable as the ones that have gone before me, those in my family. And when you're proving yourself, make sure that you're proving yourself to you, because you don't really have to anybody else, right? Then we have Wild at Heart. All right. So eagles being pushed far away. Okay. No matter the scale of the darkness facing us, beauty is always singing. Daisy finds just a few notes on her violin are enough to soften the gloom of the darkest clouds. So she talks, this is talking about persecution again. All right, hold on. And again, there's a message of not dwelling in futilities and not dwelling in injustices, but nurturing the wild heart of yourself. I don't know, this deck is not hitting hard for me tonight, but give me another minute here. Okay, Family Matters, Prove Yourself, Wild at Heart. With a family, looking here at what's expected of us from our families, by our families. And we come from a place, so here's the foundation of a particular family, right? And then what we expect of you. In order to make the family proud, you've got to prove yourself. But this has been talking about some persecution too. And that we want to make sure that we are not turning ourselves inside out into something unrecognizable in order to prove ourselves to family, or to be accepted into the family and the founding, the foundation of whatever paradigm we're living in. Dreaming Days, Farewell. Anybody else getting any really strong messages here? I could go off on a big tangent, but I'm not, because my brain has got the corners knocked off of it. But I think, we also need to know that there's just, We have to take care of our wild selves, and we have to dream our dreams even when we're wrestling with all the crap that's going on right now. So let's see what we have here. Hi, Pat. Well, thank you, dear. Tavia says grief needs to be processed. It becomes drama when we wallow in it, and sympathy or escape is the unconscious goal. Okay. Yep. Yep. And interesting that, the Mars in Aries in the fourth house too can talk about just, so much energy, angry emotions, just hot emotions being spent. And sometimes we can have that kind of emotional issue when we're not feeling our emotions in their appropriate ways, when we're not dealing with grief as grief, Sometimes people that have grief that's stuck that they just can't get access to process it through, something will happen and they just fly off and just get, but it's grief that really needs to come out. So, all right. All right, I need 4 or 5, please. 2, 6, 5. Okay. Palladini's holding itself to the very end. All right. And with these two, I may just do 10 cards each here because they're telling me that. And once again, it's only been an hour and 20 minutes. It's so hard to believe. All right. Yes, so I am going to do a 3x3 grid here with one extra at the end. Okay. The Chariot. 10 of Wands. Yep. Both of these cards have come up in the last couple days. And then we have the 6 of Swords. We'll do this. Queen of Swords. 6 of Pentacles. Ooh. 6 of Cups. Okay. 7 of Pentacles. The Hermit. And the Devil. Of course. Of course it's the Devil. All right. So going to the center here, the 6 of Pentacles is about loans and debts. It's about what we owe and to whom, It's time to pay up on the one hand. It's also time to collect on the other hand. It's time for the exchange of resources, the exchange of money. People need to pay their fair share. Things are owed. Yes, indeed they are. Okay, so we start off with the Chariot, the 10 of Wands, and the 6 of Swords. All right. Chariot says, where are we going? Where are you taking us? I don't know where I'm going, but I'm on my way. That's Mars and Aries energy for me. Some people look at Chariot as like Gemini or something, but I don't. 10 of Wands again, oppression. All right. All right. How am I going to carry this load across this territory, across this landscape of stress and conflict? 10 of Wands is a load, carrying the entire load. The Chariot says, go, we've got to move this. And the 6 of Swords is navigating through, finding your way through, navigating, negotiating. What's the escape route? Where's the rescue? And then Queen of Swords here. 6 of Pentacles, 6 of Cups. So the 6s have this idea of a transmission of something. 666. 666, the Devil. That's hilarious. So a transmission, 6 of Swords, is moving us from one situation to another, but it's swords, it's air, moving us from this way of thinking to this way of thinking. All right? It's time to get moving. But 10 of Wands here is we are so weighed down with the oppression, with everything that's going on that we can't think our way out of it. But that's what we need to do, is start thinking our way through so we can be transmitted from this place to this place. Queen of Swords is about being crystal clear with what's going on emotionally. Someone who is not ever going to let her emotions wash over her. She has before, and now she's got things wrapped up tight. So, Queen of Swords can sometimes be about thinking your emotions instead of feeling them. It can also be about being armored because of past trauma, and I'm not going to let that happen to me again. So, being very intellectual and very perceptive about emotional climate and what's going on around. Then, Six of Pentacles, we have somebody owes somebody, and this can also be money that's not worked for. And look at the globe with the pentacles around it. This is saying there is enough. Look at the hands here. There's enough for everybody on the entire planet. There's enough food. If the drama llamas and their financial agendas were gone, there's enough for everybody. The cold hard fact, there's enough for everybody. The Six of Cups is memory and the transmission of the stories, the emotional stories and the memory. Okay, we've been through this before. Here's where it led. And making sure that we have those stories and that information so that we can be very clear about resources and where things need to go. And now we have Seven of Pentacles, the Hermit, the Devil. Holy moly. So Seven of Pentacles is the harvest. It's the assessment. It's the review. Okay, here's what we did. Here's what the yield was. Was that good? Reviewing things. And the Hermit is looking deep, deep, deep. And ooh, the Hermit wants accountability here. The Hermit wants each and every person to stand up and be accountable for the bullshit we've done then and now. So we can see our way through this tangle. This incredible tangle where we have so few that are pulling the chains on so many. And looking at how we can detangle ourselves. The Hermit goes it alone, right? But the Devil, everybody's tied together. So looking at how we can... there are very interesting things happening. There are places... all over the place where little laws are being passed locally that people that have, urban dwellings can have chickens in their yard. And we're going back to people being more self-sufficient and growing their own food by themselves, so they're not hooked into all this whole thing. And then we have the Eight of Cups here. So again, we have the theme of loss, but this is more about just willful walking away from. We have to walk away from it. We have been burdened for so long, so we're going to have to dump some burdens so that we can move through things. But boy, there's got to be a grand reassessing of everything, of, like I said, all of our resources. I won't repeat it all again. But Eight of Cups at the end says, Chariot at the beginning, Eight of Cups at the end. Get your foot on the gas. You're in the driver's seat. Pick up the fucking reins. And then, start getting out of the big troubled waters, get out from under the oppression. But at the very end, it's like then emotionally, we need to walk away from the other stuff. All the other games, the emotional games, just need to be gotten away from. And now we have the Paladini. Ooh, we might have time for the wild card deck tonight. Okay, let's see here. Grief does not necessarily have to do with losing a person or relationship. Absolutely. Can be felt over any kind of loss. Right. Find it interesting. A lot of people can't see that, right? Even, if you've lived in a place for a long time and you've outgrown it and it's time to move and you're happy to be moving to a new place and everything, there's still a grief process for that big change. Grief is about processing change, and change that has been emotionally impactful. So yes, it's not all about just a person or a relationship. mean, think about certain celebrities that pass that really, hit you hard and out of left field. It's like, oh my God. Sinead O'Connor was that for me, where you're surprised at how much you're grieving for someone you didn't even know, but the grief shows the quality of that person's impact on you. They're grieving without knowing it, right? Well, actually, they're not grieving, they're mourning. So I differentiated this for myself years ago, that mourning is more like a chronic thing. It's a habit. When women had to be in mourning for 2 years or something, which meant they have to wear black clothes. They're not allowed to do this or do that. They're not allowed to drink. They're not allowed to. It was all about behaviors. So mourning is about, just missing someone, and grieving is the healing process. Grieving is where we allow the energies to move through and, the system in whatever way they do. So they're mourning. They need to grieve. Yes, not allowing themselves to grieve. Your next sentence said it. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. I had a couple flashes there. There's the Ace of Rods, the Hanged Man. I'll tell you what I flashed about in just a minute. The Three of Swords, the Lovers, the Ten of Swords. Oy vey, look at this. Ace of Cups. Wow. Nine of Rods. Six of Swords again, and the Empress again. Okay, so where have we had our repeats? Certainly the Six of Swords and the Empress. All right, so the flash that I had was on Mr. Trump, and that jail time could be very, 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 very close, coming very soon around the corner. So, Ace of Rods, bringing the passion. There's Mars in Aries. Ace of Rods, go, go, go. Fire, fire, fire. Boing! You get sprung. That's the Ace of Rods. Then we have the Hanged Man, and then the Three of Swords. So, all dressed up and no place to go. Ace of Rods, I got a boner and I got no place to put it. And the Hanged Man is like, and now I have to wait. So getting this excitement, getting this passion, this let's go, start something new. And then we just have to kind of hang out. So Hanged Man here is talking about being in that dual place, that, serenity prayer, recognizing what it is that I really want to change. Here are the things that I can change. And this is the acceptance of the things that I can't. Or just acceptance of the process of change. And then Three of Swords, we got the big grief here. Okay, hold on. And Ten of Swords in the middle. This is utter failure, downfall, ultimate downfall, crash and burn. This is rock fucking bottom here, you guys. So, okay, wait. There's something new. There's a new sense of passion that is welling up. There is a sense of being attuned as well. It's not all mine to do. This is mine to do. The rest of mine, I will observe and hang out with my spiritual vision. And then Three of Swords is, and in the meantime, I have to deal with my own grief. Here we go again. All right, Lovers, Ten of Swords, Ace of Cups. I wish we had a specific question. But the Lovers is about attraction. It's about the other, belonging, embracing, bringing in. And the Ace of Cups is a new beginning in the emotional, coming on the heels of absolute rock frickin' bottom. Then down here, 9 of rods, being in protective mode, 6 of swords, getting across that troubled water, the Empress, self-care. And then we have Knight of Pentacles. All right. I'm not getting a whole message, gang. What do you think? Everybody check in. Ace of Rods and Cups. Sexual energy. Okay, yep, you're right, Tavia. I mean, duh. The rod and the cup. Boink. Staring me right in the face. Thank you, my dear. So certainly sexual energy, but we can look at this in an esoteric sense too, because the Hanged Man is about submitting to the will, submitting to the way the machine works. I'm talking about the universe, not the machine, the man, you know. And then the Lovers. What do we want to attract? Okay, I need to take some hits here. Okay, let me look this way. New project, new source of inspiration. I'm in love with it. I need to protect it. This 9 of rods doesn't give any indication of a wound of any kind. He just looks vigilant and he's got the boundaries up. So something very attractive here, something that's causing us to go, hey, I want that. And then we bring up this protectiveness. Hanged Man. Okay, Hanged Man is also, I just don't know what to do. I don't know what is mine to do. While everything falls to the ground and then we pick up the pieces. So this is talking about there are certain things that we are not going to be able to do anything about, and they just have to fall. This is the second reading I did with this deck. The last card was the Tower, saying some things you cannot help. They just have to fall. Some things, no matter what you want to do, your hands are tied. There's nothing you can do about it. You have to let it fall. And then we clean up afterwards. We pick up the pieces. I hate that. I hate that. So much grief. Look at the rain pouring into the cup here. But this grief is going, you know, the things that are happening here, this is one of the good things about mass media and the internet is things are on blast. We are seeing what's happening in Gaza. We are seeing what happens in Ukraine. We're seeing these things. And so the grief that we express is also filling up our cup because we are feeling it as the collective, you know. We are in this emotional climate together and we can fill each other's cups. And the Empress there talks about really taking care of each other. The Knight of Pentacles, new skills. The Three of Pentacles, working together, collaborating on a plan, practicing what we need to do. And there's the Death card. Death, 10 of Swords. Base of the pack is King of Swords, which is like that King of Dreamers, right? What happened there? Yikes. So, King of Swords, King of Dreamers. There's a lot of thinking to do. There's a lot of negotiation. There's a lot of hard work, and there are a lot of people that are working very hard on it. But this Death card at the end, that 10 of Swords, there are certain things that are just so dug into a path of destruction that we're not going to be able to derail it. I wish I felt better about it. Let's have a wild card. We still have 25 minutes to go. Let's do a wild card deck and make us feel a little bit better. Okay, wrong. That's not the one. This is the one. That's not the one. This is the one. Let's see. No. No. Wait. That's one, and that's one. Okay, let me get my document open. My catalog. which my catalog, I believe, is at 430 now. And I talked last week about feeling how my passion has been dulled. So that Mars and Aries thing is a good thing, and that Ace of Cups and the Ace of Rods, hopefully saying that we can reclaim the passion, because I just feel like I've been worn down. And personally, it's pain. Chronic pain will wear you right the fuck down. But it's also everything else. So we have to acknowledge, and hopefully the message from tonight that can be hopeful is just about really regaining that passion, starting at home. All right, so let me see the chat here. Oh, James, what are you doing? Put him out there, bud. It's okay. It's okay. All right. So how many numbers are we doing? 1, 2, or 3? 1, 2, or 3 numbers. We're doing 3 numbers. The first number, 1, 2, 3, or 4, is a 1. The second one is a 2. And the third one is a 5. Number 125. Bingo. I'm scrolling back. back through. Oh my gosh. This is a hoot. These are fairy messages. And we may end up picking another deck because they're just fun. And I bought them. I taped this box all up. I bought 2 sets of them ages and ages ago when the kids were little tiny. So this is like 20 years ago. And I put them, we went up to my sister's for Easter, and for all the little Easter hunt, egg hunt things, I put these little messages in them, and they're very sweet. So we're going to pick 3 of them. Let's see. Just going to do this. And I don't know if any of the kids still has them, but of course I bought 2 of them so I could have 1 box that... Oh, and that's an oddball that came out of there. It says freedom. So we have freedom, and then these 2, you are an icicle hanging from a mountain ledge, and this one, you are a baby bird flying for the first time. So, oh, how interesting. I'm just going to look at these 3 for now, and then we'll look at this one. So if we look at freedom, the freedom of an icicle hanging from a mountain ledge, but what's happening? It's at the mercy of the elements and the heat and the cold, and if it starts warming up, it can free itself a droplet at a time, or it can just fall off and plummet to earth. But then we have a baby bird flying for the first time, and there's, that risk of falling, just like the icicle, but this one has wings that they can try, and they can make an effort to gain their freedom without plummeting to the ground. And this one says, you are the silent flight of the owl swooping through the night. So, yeah, I don't even know if I have a message about that, but aren't they sweet? I think I used some for Hogwarts. I used them for, times when we had the Yule Ball at Hogwarts, and they would ask me to do readings, and kids want readings, and read for kids. So I had a couple little decks that would kind of give them something to imagine, because you can't read for kids. You just can't. All right, we're going to do another wild card deck, and then I'll let you go. So, no, 1, 2, or 3 numbers, please. 1, 2, or 3. 3. First number. 3. 2. You know what I'm looking forward to? A brandy. The Silver Witchcraft Tarot deck. Ooh, how interesting. I pulled that one out tonight and went, ooh, I forgot all about this one. So, let's see what we get here, just to hang out a little bit more. So tell me, you guys, I mean, the readings tonight, I feel like we are in that flux place, because you know what it's like when things are really dialed in and clicking. And boy, oh boy. Okay. Yeah, the technogram. I'm telling you, it's really weird how we're in a place we think we're supposed to be, and we think is we're going to seek and find our abundance, but then we lose it and we hit rock bottom. Yeah, I know. I know. Freedom is a wonderful theme. Yes, it is, Samantha. It really is. And, you know, without qualification, without condition, I mean, the only qualification and condition to be placed on freedom is as long as you're not robbing somebody else of theirs. Oh, we have to go through that more in the lost grieve. We'll ramp it up. Exactly. Sometimes you just can't even push up until you've hit rock bottom. And sometimes you think you've hit rock bottom and you wonder why you're not getting anywhere. And it's because you haven't quite gotten all the way to the bottom. You haven't quite been put in the position of having to give up that last shred of whatever's keeping you stuck. You know, golden handcuffs, whatever it is. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. Pat claims that out. Good. It certainly contains change. Yep. The place between no longer and not yet. Was that part of the... Was that in one of the cards that I read in the... I want to look because it's like, that's fabulous, Tavia. But I remember we had... there was the one about the bridge. Okay. Hold on. In the middle of the bridge, and there was when you're neither here nor there. Okay, 42:15. This is how we do things. Been introduced. Da, 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 da. Oh my goodness. All right. All right. Neither here nor there. Yes, not quite there yet. It just says not quite there yet, but I really like that, between no longer and not yet. That's excellent. You want to make a deck? Okay. 8 of Wands. Go, go, go. Mars Chariot. 2 of Swords. Decisions to be made. 8 of Pentacles. Okay. We're getting lots of repeats now. I'm just going to do this. The 9 of Pentacles. Judgment. There's Judgment again in the Page of Swords. Okay. We are quickly moving. And we better have our skills together, and we better see the choices that are ahead of us. Take off the blindfold, open the eyes, be clear about what your choices are going to be. 9 of Pentacles talks about, there's that Hermit again, that solitary resources. Having enough to take care of ourselves and our families. Judgment, discernment, inevitability, complete transformation. Page of Swords talks about being really curious and doing the looking up of things. Then we have Queen of Wands here, who's going to bring the passion for sure, and 10 of Chalices. So the 10 of Cups that answers the Ace of Cups that was there. Three of Swords again and the Hermit again. So, okay, you guys, we got to deal with our own shit. We do. But we had enough things tonight about family too, and about the collective. Still, I think we know that we're in an end game and that we have to be here in each moment. We've got to make sure that our skills are really up to snuff here. And yes, we've got to deal with our private griefs and our collective griefs. But Page of Swords talks about the curiosity. What's next? What's next? Staying engaged, really staying engaged with things so that we don't go, so we don't go old dull. All right, I'm going to wrap it up, you guys. My neck is going off like mad. So let's close down. Let's close down our circle, eh? Get yourself comfortable again. All right. So come back down into your body. Let go of all the thoughts, all the ideas, confusions, everything of the last 2 hours. Just let it go. Let it go. Keep what serves you. Keep what helps you. Let it sink in. Sink into your cells and let the rest go. Going back to that grounding cord now. And let's send down into the earth anything excess that we don't need for our healing now. Let's just send it down to the earth in gratitude to the foundations of the earth, the things that support all of us, all life on this planet. Send her our blessings, send her our prayers for equilibrium and calm. And once again, let's hold in our minds those places on the planet where the conflict is the worst. And perceiving the outcry, the cries coming from these places, from everywhere around the globe, and we breathe them into our wisdom heart, and we breathe back out compassion. Prayers for peace, prayers for equilibrium, prayers for freedom. And now feeling the energy that's moving between our personal spheres here. Just allow it to move through you, taking everything that you need. The rest goes down into the earth. And in your heart now, in this moment, just form in energy, in emotion, in pictures, the idea of each human being having enough. Each human being having the things that we need in order to live and in order to make life worth living. Feel this as a dream and a wish and a prayer and a motivation, and feel the passion arise around this. This is what we want, we desire, and pour that passion into this vision. Exhaling all the way, take a nice deep breath, drawing in earth energy and cosmic energy, and breathe out that vision. Feel that outer layer of our spheres expand out into space, taking the vibration of this vision with it. And everything that it is touched by this vision can be realigned and come closer to it. And now, with gratitude to the authors and artists of all the decks, to our guides and guardians, allies and ancestors, gratitude to you, my viewers, gratitude to my patrons, gratitude to all who are showing up and being present to what's going on our planet. Thank you so much, you guys. I love you so much. I will see you next time, and I thank you so much for whatever healing energy you send my way. And I send the same back to you, magnified threefold. I will see you on Friday for an unboxing. Till then, you guys take care. Thanks so much for being here. Blessed be.